Tadokata, what's going on? Today I took the Long Island Railroad journey to Manhattan for Big Apple Comic Con. It was okay. Wasn't great. The way this con was laid out is super weird. It was like this maze of booths that all sold either super expensive comics or super expensive pop figures. That's it. And it was just a maze. So you didn't really, because everything was selling the same shit. So you didn't really know where you were going. But, yeah, it was okay. I was there for about 2 hours. Walked around. Didn't really buy much. I met Ming Chen. I didn't know he was going to be there from Comic Book Men. That was pretty sick. He didn't charge me. He was charging for photos, and he didn't charge me, so that was pretty cool. But, yeah, I only got, this is really more going to be a Bookoff pickups video, but, I didn't really, get much at the convention itself. I found one booth that had some $2 comics, and, found something I've actually been looking for. This was a good find, and honestly, like, I paid $25 for the convention. If this is all, like, this is the $25 right here, that and meeting Ming. Like, Unbelievable Gwenpool Zero. This is this was like the precursor to the Gwenpool series. I believe this is before it got like lit for a series, and this is the first one I read, and this was I read it online just because I was curious about the character, and it's fantastic. It's a fantastic book. And it's been on my comic radar. I have like a couple of key issues and series I love that have been on like my comic radar for a while, and this was one of them, and I was really happy to find. I saw it, I'm like, oh shit, and I immediately grabbed it. Found something else that looked pretty cool in that same long box. It was Fantastic Four number 600. It's in 100-page 50th anniversary 600th issue extravaganza. So this is supposed to be essentially like this huge anniversary issue of Fantastic Four, 100 pages. And what I wasn't aware, I guess, because there's a point, I knew Spider-Man joined the Fantastic Four at some point, and I guess like Johnny died. But yeah, so essentially I love Spider-Man and the Fantastic Four, so whenever they're together I try to pick up some books, and this one seemed pretty sick, especially with their matching uniform. Spidey has the uniform. So I was really looking forward to reading this. I'm sitting on and for $2, 100-page comic. I couldn't pass it up. So I'm sitting on the Long Island Railroad back. I pull it out, and I open it up, and it's like, all this stuff I don't understand has come to a climax. This clone and Doctor Doom's clone and Reed Richards' clone have done this, and meanwhile somewhere else the Inhumans are doing this, and meanwhile somewhere else Ronan the Accuser created this thing, and meanwhile somewhere else this dimension is coming into this dimension, and it's all climaxing at once. All these different arcs, probably from different Marvel runs that were happening at the time, were probably culminating in this one key issue. That's probably what was happening. And I didn't understand any of it. And I started reading it, and every single superhero in the Marvel Universe is fighting aliens in New York City. And I'm like, this is not what I expected from this. And I stopped reading it. I don't know if I'll ever finish it. But hey, it was $2 for the 100-issue comic, and the cover art's pretty fantastic. So why the fuck not? Then I went to Bookoff because the con was not great, as I said. And this was a very filmic, it's not a word, but a filmic trip to Bookoff. Went through like the entire DVD section. That's mainly what I did. I didn't really go through anything else. I was just in kind of a film mood. And I got some really, really good pickups. All cheap. Super cheap. And I'll save what I consider the best for last. But I found this double collection, Stanley Kubrick collection, The Shining and Full Metal Jacket, $2.50 for both 10 out of 10 movies. Couldn't pass it up. Slipcover Perks of Being a Wallflower, $2. I'm a huge fan of the book. I remember really enjoying the movie. Obviously, the book way more, but the movie is still great. And $2, picked it up. Nice slipcover. This is a recent love. I mean, you saw my video where I reviewed it, a rapid review of it. why did I like say that sentence that way? My rapid review of this movie, when I first watched it, Royal Tenenbaums, it's actually the Criterion Collection. So if you take off like the not best condition slipcover, but it's still slipcover nonetheless, take off the cover, it has this like stylized artwork, and it's yeah, and 2 disc Criterion Collection for $2, $2.50. Like, I found a Criterion Collection DVD for $2.50. Like, you can't beat Bookoff. It's the best store. Yeah. And last, but definitely not least, I have officially completed my Lord of the Rings collection. Books and movies. I have all 3 books, and I have all the movies on VHS. But I also happen to have the Two Towers and the Return of the King, the special extended edition nice box sets, like the really, really nice quality box sets. And I finally, concluding the thing, for $2.50 in great condition, I found Fellowship of the Ring. I officially own the Lord of the Rings trilogy special editions. I could watch all the extended versions. I could watch, how long is it? Like, I think it's like 12 hours of Lord of the Rings, and I could spend an entire day essentially watching Lord of the Rings, and who knows, maybe I'll do that sometime in the future. But yeah, so yeah, that's everything I got today. Some pretty cool finds. Like, honestly, the con was kind of a bust, but I found a key issue I've been looking for couple of years now, and I also met Ming Chen from Comic Book Ben, so it was pretty cool. And I mean, I also was in the city anyway, so I got to go to Bookoff and get all those pretty nice DVDs. I got a Criterion Collection DVD for $2. I finished my Lord of the Rings collection. I mean, this was a good day for my collections overall. So yeah, that's about it.